Hey guys, it's Maria. So today we actually got new images for season 2 of Hazbin Hotel. So I will be discussing each one. So let's get started. So the first photo is of Alastor and Lucifer, and Alastor does not look happy and Lucifer is looking smug. So I think for sure they are antagonizing each other, but I feel like Lucifer is antagonizing Alastor more, which I don't know if they know about his fight with Adam. I mean, it is shown that his microphone is broken, like he's carrying it around like that, and if you notice there's little stitches, little green stitches that he did try to put the microphone back together. And it is nice that it still shows his emotion, so it's not completely broken. So, and the microphone it ain't happy. So I'm guessing he's mad at Lucifer. So maybe Lucifer is teasing Alastor or making fun of how he left the battle. Though I'm pretty sure they probably don't know why he left. But I don't know, maybe Lucifer is bullying him, antagonizing him, saying that he left, maybe calls him a coward because Alastor does not look happy. So I feel like Lucifer says something that strikes a nerve with him. And I feel like it's kind of uncalled for if that's what Lucifer is telling him of how he left, even though, not Lucifer, Alastor had the most valid reason to leave because he was injured. So I'm guessing the hotel doesn't know about his injury, obviously. But they do know something went down because of his microphone being broken. So maybe they assume, oh, his microphone was broken, so maybe that's why he left. Even though it doesn't really explain a lot, but okay. And for the background, I think this is the new parlor, which, it looks nice. There's 3 little egg boys on the top of Alastor, as a little memorial because, the others died, except for Frank. I wonder where Frank is. We also see a little Fat Nuggets pin in the background, which I think is adorable. It's a little where Fat Nuggets sleeps. I think it's cute. And there's also a radio. And the table that it's set on, it's really nice. But still, I'm kind of nervous when we finally see this scene because I swear to God, if Lucifer bullies Alastor in some way, I will be pissed off at him because bullying Alastor, that's my job. I'm kidding. But anyways, on to the next picture. So this next picture is of the V's, and it kind of looks similar to Stayed Gone, that one scene where Vox is hugging the V's and they're just what? But anyways, I think this might be a musical number because in the background it's the V Tower, but it doesn't look exactly the same. So this might be a musical number of maybe their plans. But there's not a lot to say. But I like Velvet's outfit. I think it looks nice because she's a fashion icon. So she always wears something different every time she's on screen. So, I like they're doing that. But yeah, there's not a lot to say about this scene. I just think it's a musical number. So next we have Nifty, Baxter, and Charlie, and this is actually the first time we've actually seen Baxter in the show, because, he's been hinted from the beginning, and, it's really nice to see him, and we also got that sneak peek last year at San Diego Comic-Con, which was, the animatic, so it's really nice to see him fully colored, so he's basically the same, and we just see Nifty carrying, I don't know what that is. I think maybe it's Husk's furball because it is covered in his feathers, unless it's Lucifer's because there's white in it. In the bottom there's a white feather. Unless freaking Nifty plucked them out of him, which is weird but also in character for her. But it just looks like a freaking something someone coughed up. So it's either Husk's furball or her collection, because she did say she had a collection. So I fear for Baxter, but whatever. There has been hints of them getting together, and Charlie looks a little nervous because she's like, Nifty, please play nice. And I really like the background too. You could see like I think chairs that look like it's like behind Nifty. You can like see the chairs. It looks like they're held by like branches, which I think is kind of cool. And there's like webs that are basically signifying angel dust. And you know, the hotel, like some of the interior looks the same, or like most of the interior looks the same, but like, you know, just a few minor differences. And I also like the apples in the background because obviously, but yeah. So this next scene is of Sir Pentious in chains, mostly angelic chains. And the background kind of looks like masterminds with like different high-ranking angels. We're not sure like about heaven's hierarchy at the moment, but Viv did confirm at San Jose that we will see more of heaven in later seasons. And you know, if it operates similar to hell, which I think it does. But anyways, there's not much to say about the background except, you know, those figures who might be like kind of like Goshas, like in a way, or like Heaven's version of Goshas. But the main focus is Sir Pentious. He's in chains and he's most likely being held on trial and interrogated, and the poor baby's scared. The poor thing. And, you know, he's probably trying to explain himself, maybe saying he doesn't know how he got there because they're probably saying, like, or maybe they're assuming that he, like, broke in, which I don't know how he would do that, but, you know, we don't really know what's happening, but I just feel bad for Sir Pentious. The poor baby's been through enough. So this next picture, it seems like this takes place after the trial. It makes sense. So maybe Abel, Emily, and St. Peter, they show him around heaven, and maybe it's during a musical number, because we know how we were introduced to heaven. It was with a musical number. So I'm guessing they're showing him around with a musical number. And I'm guessing like they're caretakers as well because, or, you know, they're just taking care of Sir Pentious because I'm guessing heaven is on edge because a sinner is in heaven, which I'm pretty sure like Emily maybe tried to keep it a secret, but I don't, maybe this time she didn't because she knows how well that went when Adam revealed the exterminations. So maybe they're open about it this time because, you know, if they keep more secrets, it's just gonna, you know, make stuff worse. So, you know, I think this scene is gonna be nice, and I heard that Abel is a very good boy. He's a nice guy, so, you know, I'm excited to see Abel because this is like his first, like this is the first time we've seen him like in the show, so I'm excited to see him. The next scene is of Lute, and we're not really sure where she is. Maybe the Heaven Embassy, and it looks trashed, so it does seem like she trashed the place. And we can't really see her prosthetic arm, and I completely forgot about that. So the prosthetic arm kind of looks a little weird, so maybe it looks like a sword, maybe. And I'm guessing this is also a musical number because it makes sense for Lute. And you know, we did only hear her sing in You Didn't Know. And you know, she has a really good singing voice, so I'm excited to see Jessica Vosk sing. Um, and there's not a lot to say about this scene. I just think it's a musical number, and we're gonna see Lute's villain arc, even though she was already a villain. But it does seem like how they say it in Collider. They do say that Lute seems to be taking on a darker path. So my guess is obviously she wants to avenge Adam, and you know, we already know that she's in charge of Lilith because Adam died. What she's going to ask of her, I mean, we only know that she wants her to stop Charlie, and that's it. So hopefully we get to see more of her motives next season, especially in this song. So, you know, I'm excited to see Lute again. This next pic is of Vox Tech, or like Vox's blimp that looks like a freaking shark because of course it does. And it's saying that Charlie is a dictator, and I find that kind of weird because why would he do that? Because in episode 8 at the end, you know, they're kind of telling them that they actually did something useful and not really antagonizing them, but this time they are. But I'm pretty sure the next picture I'm going to show you might answer that. but I'll explain that when I'm done. So my guess is, well, you know what? I'll just get to the next photo so I can explain this. So this final shot might explain the other, like the previous photo. So Vox seems to be visiting the Hazbin Hotel, and we're not really sure why. But, Charlie looks nervous, and maybe Vox tries to strike a deal with her, or he asks about Alastor because of course he would. And it does seem he's trying to strike a deal with her, so I'm guessing she said no, which could explain the blimp thing, because he didn't get what he wanted and pulled a freaking Regina George on her. So just basically framing her because he didn't get his way, like a freaking child. So, well, that's what I think. But, anyways, let's talk about the background. You could see a Vox drone in the background, like looking maybe at, geez, I keep mixing up Razzle and Dazzle because I keep forgetting which one of them died last season. Let me freaking Google that real quick because I always forget who died. Okay, yeah, it was Razzle that died. Dazzle is in the background, doing I don't know what, and we can see more spider webs, or the spider web in the background, and you could see a snake as well, like, to show that Lucifer is there now. And you could also see musical notes, which maybe, is talking about Lucifer, but, yeah, it does seem like a lot's going on, so there's not a lot to talk about, but I do think Vox did try to strike a deal with Charlie or talk with her, and when he didn't get his way, he just acted freaking petty. But that's all the screenshots. But yeah, what do you guys think of what's happening in all these screenshots? Let me know in the comments down below. And I'm really excited for season 2 and what brings them, especially that Alastor and Lucifer scene, because I swear to God. But anyways, I hope you guys have a nice day. I know I have. But yeah, please like and subscribe. It helps my channel out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!